perpetual dissatisfaction syndrome. It is the actual medical term for living in victim village. Don't be there. You don't want to live there.
Don't throw stones. Don't assume that because someone looks like they have it all put together, that they have it all put together. Like, here you have a doctor in her late 20s who found herself in an unimaginable circumstance.
I don't always recommend the use of AI, but this really did save my ass from a $1,200 medical bill.
I don't always recommend the use of AI, but in poop emergencies, it's always justified.
You would rather address the burnout period before you get to like a full depressive state where you're like, I actually can't move anymore and I actually don't care. And if everything goes to shit, oh well.
If you say poop scissors, I'm gonna freak
Poop
out.
scissors? What is that?
There's a Reddit post, a famous Reddit post. I should go find it about the poop knife. Have you heard of this?
No? Do I need one?
Hold on.
Hey, Brookie Cookie and all the people from the pod. I'm just kidding. We cannot. Just keep going. I don't know.
Brookie Cookie.
What if I don't have a good nickname for you? I guess you don't need one.
I had that kind of one syllable name where it's like, listen,
Snooky Brookie Cookie.
you know what's so funny? You know what my nickname was in school?
What?
People called me Brooklyn.
Oh, like they added to it? That is
Yeah.
so not. I've
Isn't that
never
funny?
had a good one either. People tried to make Mo a thing and I really put a stop to it. Mo is the most offensive
Yeah, no.
one syllable sentence in the entire world.
Unfortunately, I have been known to call you Morg on
That's
multiple
fine.
occasions.
No, that's so much better. Lizzie calls me Megan. Okay.
Why?
On purpose. Or she calls me Mergen. A lot of people,
Mergen's cute.
when I was growing up, called me Merg. Like that was my nickname. And it was so derpy that I really had to fight to like break through the trenches.
Break through the Merg.
I had to break the Merg because imagine if to this day I had to introduce myself and I was like, yeah, my name is Merg. Sick.
Yeah, that is giving like doggo core. But, you know, Morgan is such a pretty
okie-dokie.
name that like you don't really need a nickname.
Oh, you know what? Thanks. Maybe we'll just
no.
stick to our real names.
No, whenever someone tries to call me Brookie, I just kind of like stare blankly at them because if anyone who knows me knows I'm not a Brookie.
Can I tell you something that I just saw while I was taking my 47th
What?
pee of the day?
You have been peeing a lot today.
I know. What is wrong with me?
You've been hydrated. And that's a good
I've
thing.
really been trying to drink a lot of water because my skin is so broken out. I feel like a 14-year-old looking in the mirror for the first time and being like, Mom, what are those bumps? But I think, okay, you know what it is? I've come to a conclusion.
What?
Tried a new self tanner, not it. Been drinking a gallon of caramel macchiato, which I don't do at home, and maybe the plain, because nothing else is going astray.
I got a random like cheek zit, and I haven't gotten one of those in all my days, I don't think. So
it's okay.
listen,
we're on the
we're
ups.
rebuilding. We're rebuilding.
Okay, let me tell you what I just saw.
What?
So apparently Target has a surveillance system that is so advanced that they can scan your face when because you know kind of the scam that people used to do and probably still do. I don't hear about it because I'm not in high school or
With the
people are
banana
stealing
stickers?
bologna anymore. Yes, they'll put a sticker on something else, go through, scan it. Target's self-checkout system is apparently now so advanced that they scan your face, make a facial recognition profile for everybody that ever uses self-checkout. And if you happen to steal something by accident or on purpose, because I'm sure both happens on the daily, they will keep track of how many things that you have stolen at the Target self-checkout. And they have their own crime forensic department. Okay, so this guy stole $40,000 worth of trading cards and sold them on eBay for all of this money, made a bucket of money trying to sell his cards, but he would always scan something else. And they can only take legal action against you when you reach the legal limit for your state
Like $10,000.
of how much you can steal. Isn't that nuts?
So they literally kept track until you hit that mark, and then they go after you.
Then you're going to get your door busted down and they're going to say Target surveillance here. What the fuck is wrong with you? And then I'm in the bathroom. I'm like, okay, how many things have I stolen? How many things have I maybe stolen accident? 1, 2, oh, fuck, none. I guess I'm not going to jail. I guess I escaped again.
One of my favorite things about Morgan is every day she thinks she's going to jail for nothing. She's like, they're coming after me. The FBI is on their way. I'm like, oh no, what did we do? She goes, nothing, but I just have a feeling.
All roads lead to jail for me. I'm like, oh my God, I accidentally didn't respond to an email. Are they going to arrest me? Am I going to end up in the jumpsuit?
That's like for me, all random pain in my body is cancer. Don't know what that's about. And And my health anxiety has been trying to creep back in. And
No. We're not going to let that happen.
We're rebuking her.
I feel like you've been so much less anxious.
I have been, and I felt it creeping in the last like week or so, and I really need to rebuke that. Because I've been doing so good.
You've been doing so good. Well, what are you anxious about?
I don't know.
What do you think's wrong with you?
That's the funny thing about it is I'll be sitting quietly in my room, and I'm like, what if I had breast cancer? And you go, okay, do you have family history? Is there any reason why? Any lumps, bumps, weirdness? Nothing. It's like this weird, it's one of those, what is it? Like irrational. It's like an irrational, intrusive thought that comes into my head for no reason, rhyme or whatever.
It's almost like things are going too good. Something must be wrong with me.
But we're rebuking it, kind of like the police are not coming after you. There's no reason.
I'm not getting arrested
We're
today.
fine.
And what we found out from the documentary that we watched this morning is even if the police do come after me, especially if you live in Scotland, they're not going to do jack shit. What was that called? I shouldn't marry a murderer.
Should I marry a murderer?
Oh my God. And let me tell you
was
the funniest thing. Not funny. She should not have married the murderer. Well, she didn't. Thank God. But it was like on the homepage on Netflix last week when my grandma came to visit me. And it's the first thing that pops up, and grandma has the hardest time trying to pick something to watch. And she goes, should you marry a murderer? I mean, probably not. And then she just scrolls past it like, what a dumb sentence.
She goes, 3 episodes, 50 minutes each. Let me fix this for you, Blondie. No.
We could have told you in one sentence, get the hell out of there. It was crazy though. If you haven't watched it, we just binged the entire thing all in one sitting.
At like 11 a.m.
Enraging.
Afternoon. It was enraging. It was so upsetting. I think the crux of the documentary, for those who don't know, essentially there's a woman who meets this guy off of Tinder, and she was kind of in a vulnerable state when she meets him because she just ended things with her boyfriend of almost 10 years. She's like in her late 20s, and she thought she was going to marry him, and then their relationship ends up not working. So she finds this guy on Tinder, and he's super dreamy, and they're dating for a few months, and he proposes to her, and she accepts after only a few months of knowing each other, only then for him to admit that he has killed someone in a hit and run accident like 3 years prior. And she has to grapple with the fact that she's fallen madly in love with this man who has admitted to a murder that the police are still looking for answers for. And she ends up doing the right thing and coming forward, but no one was looking out for her mental state throughout the entire time. So the police really neglected her because she was a doctor, or she is a doctor. And they assumed that because she was a woman of high intelligence, as they put it, that she wasn't considered a vulnerable witness. And what was so alarming is like how men, specifically, it was men and women, but like the primary interviewee was a man, kept being like, well, she didn't qualify as a vulnerable witness because she was a doctor and she knows better, or she knows how to get help. So therefore we didn't have to like handhold her into getting help.
Well, she did forensics. I think that was that's what it's called, correct?
She did.
She's a mortician.
She did pathology.
Yes. So she takes dead bodies, and basically her job as a doctor is figuring out how they died, when they died, how long they've been dead. And she had in her Tinder profile that was her job. And then she started spiraling, being like, is that the only reason that he wanted to date me? Because he knew I was capable of getting rid of this body that he had haunting his past, which that would make me go cuckoo too.
Yeah. And I think too, what's so sad is it was also like in COVID time. So there was a lot of like self-isolation, and then he was abusing substances. And so she kind of got involved in substances, and that was new for her. And ultimately what ended up happening is she goes into a full-blown psychosis and has like this nervous breakdown. And what was so alarming is there were men, and it was really the men like who were working the case who had no sympathy for her in the end of it.
Didn't protect her in any way. He had found out that she was the one that blew the whistle on the whole thing. Did they do anything to say, oh my God, this man knows that you turned him in for murder, you might want to watch your back? No. They said, good luck, girl. Thanks for the tip.
But it really was kind of one of those stories where it can happen to anyone. Like, don't throw stones. Don't assume that because someone looks like they have it all put together, that they have it all put together. Like, here you have a doctor in her late 20s who found herself in an unimaginable circumstance and needed way more help than she probably ever even realized she needed until it was too late. And so I think it was a good, if you are bored and need something to watch, it is a good story to remind us like you never know what's going on behind closed doors.
You don't. I found it so sad too because she was so honest. She was like, I've had so many failed relationships, and like at this point in my life, like I want to have a life with somebody. I just want to love and be loved, and I cannot go back to everybody and say, oh, I failed again. I picked a dud again. I'm a doctor and I failed again.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I found myself in that situation at many times where I'm like, damn it, you got to go back to everyone with your tail between your legs and be like, fuck. Messed up again, picked the wrong one again. But because when you meet these people, they seem perfectly normal. Like he seemed perfectly lovable, nice, normal. He was showing his house and his land, and Brooke and I were like, yeah, we get it. Like we get why this was a desirable situation for our girl that spends all day in the lab with dead bodies.
It was super
She needs
cool
some
though,
life.
because like she was so effing vulnerable, so vulnerable, and she didn't spare any details. She's like, here's all the embarrassing things that I did while I was wrapped up in this man that were like so mortifying. What?
Oh, I was just thinking of when she tried on the wedding dress
Oh,
after
yeah.
she knew
No,
you just reminded me of a detail. Sorry.
Like she really like was so vulnerable and didn't paint herself. She was not like this perfect victim in any sense. But the reason why she came forward is she's like, I want another victim someday to have better support than I did. I just think people like that are so valuable to society. The ones who can like kind of, they don't let their pride impede on the ability to help others. Like, here's all the embarrassing things I went through. I hope you choose differently. You know, I think it was really cool to see someone do that.
But it's so hard because I feel like she did the right thing. And it also, it gives you so many complicated emotions.
It does.
Because you're just thinking the whole time, like, that's what our parents would hope for us, right? That we would grow up to be people that make good decisions. And when we see something terrible happen, like, hey, wave the flag, something's terrible is happening. And she waved the flag and didn't get anything from it other than fear and anxiety. And her life being, she lost her job. Like, well, I don't know if she lost her job, but she had to go on a pause.
She, like, I think what it is too is you're raised to trust that if you do the right things, the institutions that have been put in place are going to support you and also do the right thing.
And you're going to be protected if you do the right thing, which
this was an instance.
It's not.
Well, this was an instance of just, it was not the sacrifice she made and the payoff of what the police were looking for was not equitable in any way. Like, she lost in almost every single category and was used as this pawn throughout the thing. And I think it was a story about like a system failing someone who really was trying to do what she thought was best. And it was sad to see that she was not supported.
You know, this is really dark and depressing. This is a thought I have because listen, I love like true crime stuff. I love spooky stuff. I love all of the things that give you like that cozy October feel.
Me too.
But because I live alone, I try to consume less of it because then I just find myself like anxious without realizing why I'm anxious when I'm alone. So love all the true crime girls, but sometimes I have to take a break, you know? So I've been trying to I like to watch these things when I'm with Brooke and I like know that I have somebody with me so I'm not like spooked out all night, whatever. But I always wonder now that these documentaries are such like a thing, is it almost like a goal? Like when something tragic happens in a random ass city, is the FBI and the police department and all of these teams thinking, oh my God, this is our big hit story where we're going to get to be on TV next. Like we're going to be the next Netflix show where everyone's like, oh my God, look how hot and cool this detective is. Or even worse, is it promoting people who are already mentally unstable to be like, oh my God, look at what happened to Ted Bundy. Everybody knows his name. Look at what happened to the guy. What's the ass guy with the weird glasses that put the people in the freezer? Dahmer. Yes. Why does everyone knows their names? So does it encourage these sociopathic people? Does it give them even more of a reason to go out of their way to be like, oh my God, I could be the next household name?
But I have noticed, and I think that I do love when it's evident that we're changing and doing better as a society. Like at least we're learning from the mistakes of the past, because I've noticed that with these shooters or killers or whatever, they're not sensationalizing it in the same way that like they're not giving them these cool glamorous names and these like it's much more of like a public shame as opposed to like
it's not as widespread.
It's not this like media circus, right? Like
well, I told you yesterday when we were in the car, I told you, sorry not to cut you off, about the ChatGPT thing, and you didn't even know about it.
No.
Which you think that should have been like huge news, but I guess, yeah, maybe they don't want it to be.
Do you want to tell the people what the ChatGPT thing was?
I didn't want to cut you off. I was going to let you finish.
No,
I've been in such a talkative mood since we've been here. Everyone's going to be like, Morgan.
No.
Roles reverse. Shut up.
No. Finally, we're balancing out. Our word counts are getting closer. Thank God. Please speak.
No, there was this crazy thing that happened. If you have not been on this side of social media, basically there was a school shooting, I believe in Florida, and the shooter had been planning how he was going to commit this crime with ChatGPT's assistance, basically I'll have to look up all of the logistics of it. So this is just from my memory, not facts. He was putting into ChatGPT basically like, hey, I want to shoot up this school. What would be the best weapon that could kill like X amount of people? And ChatGPT was like, oh my God, if you want to kill this amount of people, this is what you would use. Oh my God, if you're looking for the prime time at this school where you're going to see the most people walking around, go to this center of the campus at lunchtime. Basically play by play, helping him plan this mass murder. And at no point was ChatGPT like, oh my gosh, actually this might be violating my guidelines. Maybe I should call for help, or maybe I should report this and someone's going to come banging down your door. Because I think I'm going to go to jail when I'm like, hey, ChatGPT, my poop's too big to come out.
Well, and then who's held liable? Is it like OpenAI? Like, is it like you can't hold a chatbot accountable? It's not real. It's code. Yeah. You know, you have to hold like the creators accountable. But then again, like the creators have created something that's almost sentient. Like it's not.
And I'm sure it's in the terms of service when you open or when you make an account that's like, we're not reliable for what chat tells you. Like if it tells you to jump off a bridge and you do, we can't do anything about it.
I do like people like, for example, like I think the coverage of how we have started as a society, like covering serial killers and mass tragedies has shifted.
You're so
and
right.
I think also someone that like comes to mind is how like Stephanie Sue or Kendall Ray, they talk about true crime where the emphasis is on the victim. The emphasis isn't on the monster who decided to take a life. It's on the victim and what was taken from the world. This person did this, but it's not like so-and-so who's like, I just feel like the emphasis has shifted to the people who lost their lives as opposed to these. Because the last thing on earth you want is to create this vicious cycle of people who are doing it for attention. I feel like if you take away the infamy of it,
right.
But we could obviously get better at it. But
the one we watched today was her story of how it wasn't about a guy who hit another guy with his car. It was about how she got wrapped in this whole mess and was failed by the system. So it was an emphasis on the victim and not the.
And even the news coverage of it, villain. It appeared just like in the clips that they showed that the emphasis wasn't on like these twin boys who committed this thing. It was this poor man who lost his life because of a drunk driving incident. I have seen an improvement. So it's a sad case, but I think it is a really important documentary to just show that anyone can be going through a mental health crisis. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor. It doesn't matter if you're a farmer. It doesn't matter. Like mental health crises can impact everybody, and everyone's entitled to the same kind of support, regardless of any other factor.
Concurred. We've come to the same agreement. Hey, maybe don't be a crazy person that hits people with your car. Don't drink and drive. Emphasis on the victims.
But you know what? Shifting gears a little bit.
Yeah, tell me.
The last couple days, my friend has had more energy, more pep in her step, more of a thirst for life than I've seen.
More to my ha.
And I couldn't have said it better myself. That I've seen in a very long time. And I commented on it. I'm like, you are just on a roll, girl. What's going on? And you've been doing some research. And I think you need to tell the people.
I am on my cortisol journey. That's how I know that I'm getting closer to 30. I'm like, oh my God, my passion right now is leveling out my cortisol. Like it's everything to me. And my routine is just like really lowering my stress levels. No, I want to get everybody on because it has only happened to me a few times in my life where I have reached the point of like a full burnout state because I think I am so lucky and privileged in the fact that like I really do like what I'm doing. Like it's not the work that's exhausting to me. Sometimes it's just like the intensity, like the frequency, and like a lot of the times, which I'm sure everyone who has a job in any capacity can relate. Like sometimes your things just stack up so high and you're like, if I don't get these 20 things done today, then tomorrow is going to be a hot mess. And then it's just like day after day after day of I have this many tasks, I have this many things to do.
Well, the pile never goes away.
Right.
Like,
you finish a pile and then a new pile is dumped on you and you're like, oh, I thought I just finished the pile.
there's no like relief, like
Yes.
long lasting relief.
And when we went to LA, I could feel, because now I try to like really check in more with my brain because you would rather address the burnout period before you get to like a full depressive state where you're like, I actually can't move anymore and I actually don't care. And if everything goes to shit, oh well. You'd rather address it before it gets to that state. So I call it the pre-burnout where I'm like, uh-oh, things are not looking good around here. When you're really depending on like, okay, I wake up and I have to drink the X amount of caffeine to get X amount of work done. And I was telling Brooke, like, I'll caffeinate, work as much as I can, take a 20-minute nap, caffeinate, work as much as I can, take a 20-minute nap, caffeinate, work as much as I can. I'm exhausted through the entire day. Like my eyes are like screaming at me, like, please close, close the laptop, lady, blink. And then by the time you go to bed, your brain is fried, like deep. The only way that I can describe how it feels is if my brain physically went through a deep fryer, came back, and they shoved it up my nose and were like, does it work?
Yeah.
Can you feel it?
You're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine, I swear.
And that's when you start making mistakes and doing silly things and stupid errors and just things that like aren't really in your character to do. Or you show up to a podcast and you complain the whole time and you're like, I hate my life. Anyway, how I know that I'm getting there is when I'm so exhausted through the entire day and then it gets to night, but I can't switch like my to-do list off. Like there's no point where I can reset my brain and be like, okay, it's time for sleep. And I'm like laying awake all night, dreading the next day of like, what am I going to do tomorrow? Tomorrow's going to be a day and it's going to be awful.
And like how am I going to find the hours in the day to get this much stuff done? Because you know you're like over capacity. Yeah.
So I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, and this is only me relaying what I've learned. Nothing that I say is fact. And if you're taking advice from me, you probably shouldn't, because I'm relaying what I've
fact check.
I'm relaying what I have gathered from all of these people. Dr. Huberman specifically is my close personal friend, and he has no idea about it. I have learned a lot about this little brain of mine through that man. And every time he's like, this is not information from my Yale studies. This is just for fun. I'm like, here we go. We're going to have fun.
This is the good stuff.
But I was telling Brooke, because you think what you would think would help, like when you have so many days, whether you're traveling or working or doing family stuff, like we all experience so much stress throughout the week, regardless of what you're doing, right? Because to me, like work stress feels the same as like, oh, I have this party that I have to plan stress, or like I have to travel this weekend stress. Like stress feels like stress no matter what kind of stress it is. So don't look at any of your friends and say like, well, you only have to do this weekend and I had to do. It's not a game of comparison, right? Stress feels like stress regardless of what your stress is. So do not stress shame other people because you believe your stress is bigger than theirs. That's my first point. Because I think a lot of people, when they get to that point, they're like, well, my life is so much harder than everybody else's and people don't understand how much I really have to do and what I'm really going through every day. It's like, hey, every person walking around this planet, I promise you at least once today, they felt stressed out.
Well, and it feels the same in your body. Like it doesn't matter what is causing the stress. Stress feels the same in your body as everyone else's.
It's like pain. Like it doesn't matter what causes the pain. That's why I hate when people are like, well, I've been through more than this person, so I should get more sympathy than them. It's like pain is so relative and you only know what the threshold of pain is when you experience it. But either way, it's pain. So stress is stress. Pain is pain. What was I talking about?
How
I was on such a good roll, damn it.
You were talking about how you were getting so stressed that you couldn't turn it off at the end of the day.
So that's when I know, like, I need to do a check-in, got onto Andrew Huberman and what we think is going to help. And I think what, like, especially people our age and Gen Z and like the 20 to 40 crowd has really glamorized, like, oh my gosh, like I'm having a bed rotting day. Bed rotting is my favorite thing to do. That's all I want to do. Me included. Like I have been on my vlog channel so many times being like, thank God it's a bed rot day. I do not have to open my blinds today. I do not have to leave my room today. I don't have to do anything. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to scroll on my phone. I'm going to watch 20 million shows today. That's what is going to help me process as a functional human when I wake up tomorrow.
That's what's going to help me reset. Because what sparked our initial conversation was I was saying like, oh, I travel so much that when I get home to Dallas, my brain just wants to shut off and I will sit on the couch and play Dreamlight Valley for like 6 hours, or I will go binge watch a documentary series and not leave the couch for like 2 days at a time. And then I'll come out of that 2-day period more tired than I was at the beginning. And then I go travel and then I'm so overstimulated that it's just this cycle going over and over again. And you were like, that is not how you should be doing it. But you had a good idea.
So, well, I didn't come up with the idea. I cannot take credit for the idea. But basically, when you look into all these things about leveling your cortisol, and it makes so much sense when they really like talk to you like you're stupid. And they're like, okay, think of a baby. When you have a baby, what do they say you should do with the baby? Well, you should give the baby some sort of routine, right? You should put it to bed at the same time. You should feed it. Like the baby basically will thrive if the baby knows like when it's going to get fed, when it's going to have time to rest, when it's going to have time to play, when it's going to go to bed for a night. And that's like, then if you have this sort of routine, when something goes wrong, you can sort of detect like, where did that come from? Where did these emotions come from? Where did this big crying tantrum come from? Like, oh, they didn't have a nap or they didn't eat this, what they usually eat in a day. But then we get to adulthood and it's like, why do we not treat our adult brains who now have the added life stress of like, okay, when you're a baby, you don't have shit to do. You don't even know you're surviving. Like you're just surviving. But when you're an adult now, you have family and you have friends and you have relationships and you have bills that you have to pay and you have a house that you have to clean and you have a job that you have to do. We add in as we grow older, like more and more and more things until we're like full adult stage. And then when you get to the full adult stage, we're like, oh, well, the answer is just that I should have a bed rot day if I'm tired. Like of course that's what's going to help me. I should take a nap all day.
Because you're told like resting is good. Resting is important. You got to rest.
You got to rest. Like that's what you would think. Like if you're so busy and you're so burnt out and you work so much, what's going to heal you is a day or 2 or 3 of rest. But what that is like, what they say is when you're going at such a high functioning speed and then you completely stop, you're giving your brain too many mixed signals of like, okay, go, 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 and then stop. Basically to the point where you can like put yourself into a depressive state. Because if you looked up like what is a day in the life of somebody with depression, it's very much like a bed rot day. Like you're going to sit there, you're not going to brush your teeth, you're going to turn on the TV, you're going to close the blinds, you're not going to move. That is like a day in the life of somebody who is severely depressed. Been there many, many, many times. So it's like, why put yourself in a position to where you are like living in a depressive state almost? So what these people...
And also you were saying, which you said this the other day that I thought was really good. You talked about how hard it is when you are depressed to get yourself out of it. So what you were saying to me was, you're basically forcing your brain to do one of the hardest things ever, which is to override a depressive episode. And you're asking yourself to do that on almost a weekly basis.
Right.
Which is very taxing.
It's so much because an object in motion stays in motion, right?
Yes.
And what I have found, because that's what I used to think, right? If I have this big rot day, I'm going to wake up like a brand new person. But then I wake up and I'm like, well, no, I just want to have another rot day. And then it's really hard to break the cycle. And then it's like you have to exert more energy to get back up and get back into it. So what they claim really helps is even if you're not doing like a day of work and you have a day off, you should still follow like some sort of routine, even if it's simple, even if you're like doing a lot of resting and relaxation. It's like you still need to get up and brush your hair. You need to do your skincare routine. If you have time, like go for a walk, like stay on some sort of productive routine, like unload the dishwasher, put a load of laundry in, like don't make yourself then put on, because all that does when you have like a big day like that is it puts off all these other things. And then when you go back, like step back into your life as you know it, then you have a bigger pile that falls on you like when you come out of it. So I have been trying to level my cortisol in a way where like I know that if I'm like gonna wake up and I like don't have work to do today, woohoo, hoorah, like that's when I have time to like hang out with a friend or go see my parents for dinner, or I'm gonna like do extra skincare that day, or I'm gonna wash my sheets so then when I go to bed tonight I feel so good, and when I wake up on Monday I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, how amazing is it to have like clean dishes, clean laundry, clean sheets. So I mean, I don't know all of the things, but
No,
it's basically just
yeah.
keeping yourself, because what Brooke and I were saying is like a lot of men we know, they have an easier time like following a structure. Like Brooke's husband, for example, is always like on his routine. He wakes up, he works out, he walks the dogs, he does X, Y, Z. And I was like, well, do you think he's like less prone to having like a depressive episode or
Beyond.
being like completely burnt out? And
Yeah, no,
Go ahead.
living with someone, it's also, there's a lot of other factors, right? Like you and I both have ADHD. And people with ADHD and neurodivergent brains are very, very, very resistant to routine. At least I can speak for myself. I have never in my life been able to like properly hold a routine for more than like a couple weeks. And then I fall off the routine and it's so difficult for me to get back on one. Whereas Jacob is the most like neurotypical brain I think I've ever seen with my own very eyes. So for him, he can do the same thing every day and not even break a sweat. Like
Yeah,
it's
for
actually
sure.
harder for him to get off his routine than it is to stay on it. There's also the factor of us being women and us being very, very impacted by our 28-day, 30-day hormonal cycle.
Oh, when the bad phase hits, you can
And so
feel it.
There's this thing also with that of like it's called like cycle syncing or something like that, or cycle hacking. Yeah, where like you set your month up instead of having a daily schedule or a daily routine. It's like a monthly routine where when you're getting to that time of the month where you're just more lethargic, you rest more, and then you set your schedule up to be like that, or however it may look like, or you do like the heavy lifting cleaning in the beginning of the month and whatever. But I think you had such an awesome way of explaining it to me yesterday, because I was saying like, we were talking about, oh, you're traveling so much. Are you just loving life? And I'm like, I am loving life when I'm not home. And then I get home and I feel like such a piece of shit because
Like completely depleted
just
and
because
like
I don't
exhausted.
which
is so fair.
Yeah, like I love how I'm like feel so productive when I'm traveling and doing all this stuff. And then I get home and it's like when the stimulation is gone, my brain just wants to stop. And it's like, you've inspired me, Miss Adams. I'm really going to try and work on that. Object emotion stays in motion.
Right. And I'm not saying you have to go, because that's not what I do. What I'm saying is what they claim is there is just a more intentional way to rest that doesn't completely pause you in your tracks and shut down your entire system.
Well, especially because it's like you.
And I'm not perfect. I'm just trying it out.
No, but where it's like yesterday, for example, we got up, got some coffee, like we were extremely productive from the morning. And then we literally didn't like look at a single screen yesterday. And we both were like in such good moods and so amped up and awesome. Like, and then this morning we like sat down and watched TV for a couple hours, and it was like harder for us to get
back up, back on the ball rolling again. No, but obviously we're never going to be perfect, and we can only try to like optimize the brain that we have. And obviously everybody is so different, but that is what has been helping me at least try to feel like, okay, life is not over. Because what somebody said that was profound to me was, it's not the amount that you have to do, it is the way that you manage your stress doing it, and the way that you set your weeks up so that you can do these things to where you don't go to bed at night feeling like, oh my God, life is going to collapse on me. Everything tomorrow is going to be a shit show. So it's kind of just managing the time that you're given in a better way.
Then your capacity grows. So it's the more that you manage a week at a time, then you're getting 2 weeks done at a time. And it's like the more you're pushing yourselves to even subconsciously handle more than you could before.
Yeah, because I think we talked about it with Shane that I feel like my capacity has been growing, but with that has come a lot of like really rough patches of growing pains where I'm like, oh my God, I cannot take on this much. I cannot do this much. I am like at my max capacity. And then once you like kind of restructure things and figure it out, which takes a few months, or it does for me at least, then I'm like, oh, I can do this. I just have to restructure my life in a way where it makes sense to where I'm not going to bed at night in a panic. And it also comes down to like a lot of the things we consume. Like I've been trying not to like consume true crime that I know is going to keep me up all night, or just trying to be like generally more positive and rewire. Sometimes a hack that I've been trying, I don't know which podcast I saw this on. It was a lady. I'll try to find it. Maybe it was a TED Talk, but trying to like rewire your brain to like when you have a really negative, nasty thought, to rewire it in a way to be like, oh, I didn't like that thought. That thought didn't make me feel good. That thought didn't do anything for me. How do I rewire that thought? And like over time, because you can't do it overnight, but you can retrain your brain to basically see the glass half full.
Yeah.
So for example, if I woke up today and I was like, ugh, like I cannot believe that like we have to film twice today.
Right.
Like get the gun. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm exhausted. I don't have anything else to say. I'm hot. I'm sweaty. Like, I didn't bring a good outfit. Like, and like, not that that's what I thought when I woke up, but let's like, if I was having a big day, like sometimes I'd wake up and be like, oh my God, like I'm dreading this. Not you, but like the like task in general.
I'm on it.
And so that's like a thought where you'd be like, oop, pause, nasty thought. I don't want to think that way because like, how can I rewire it to be more accurate to what it is and like more true to what I actually believe? Because sometimes our negative thoughts are a little intrusive and not like how we actually feel. So then in that case, I could be like, oh my gosh, I'm in a new place in like a beautiful location and the grass is green and I get to hang out with my friend all day. And what a blessing that it is that I get to do the job that I chose to do and that people are choosing to consume what we are doing. And just like taking the nasty thoughts and giving them a new life. And then you're like, oh yeah, this is pretty cool. Like, oh my God, like, yeah, the sun is shining and my friend is here and we get to do all these fun things together. And like, how cool is it that we can work together and that people like connect with us online? And that's like a greater example because we have so many random little thoughts throughout the day where we can even be like, ugh, like all week I've been like, ugh, my skin looks terrible. And I'm like, ugh, whatever, you know?
That's what makeup's for.
That's what makeup's for. Thank God we have brought a beauty blender. Which, dude, I'm not perfect, but I like am trying to do little changes.
Your capacity for change is really cool.
I don't know about that.
You
are you looking at the right person?
Hear me out. You recognized that in your you recognized that pattern, I would say like a few months ago, where you were like, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know how I'm going to be able to move forward with this. I have so many things on my plate. The plate is on the ground and I can't even pick it up. Mm-hmm. And to see you now, like a few months later, having worked through that, found solutions, and now you're building this healthy relationship with the way that you've structured your life. No, take the compliment.
Well, I don't even know if it's been, this was last month that I was like, uh-oh.
No.
Because I left our LA trip and I was like, that was not the best reflection of who I am as a person or how I feel about anything.
But it wasn't overnight, right? Like,
no,
it's like,
it's been a gradual thing.
Right, where it was like little things piling on. And I do think LA, you were like, oh wait, like I don't know how I'm going to do all of this. Mm-hmm. And it is very fun to be your friend because it
is fun to be your friend.
I love seeing the way that you process things, because you don't just, the one thing about Miss Morgan Adams is she doesn't see a problem and just let it be a problem. You really work hard to find solutions, and it's really cool to see.
I try, but nobody is perfect in practice, right? But I remember getting home from our LA trip and I was like, that was not a representation of who I am, and I am mortified for all of my friends and family that had to witness the past week of whatever I just did to them.
I didn't think you were that bad.
Maybe I was more self-conscious because I knew how I felt on the inside, where I was like I can feel almost like a buzzing in my brain of like, how is this all going to get done? And then you're like, it's always my biggest insecurity to be like not present with the person that I'm with. So then I left and I was like, do they all think that I'm like a crazy person? Do they all think that I'm like the meanest, rudest person? Like, is Brooke gonna go home to her husband and be like, Morgan's fucking lost her marbles?
No, I just knew you were stressed.
But I think it's always good to look at who we are versus who we want to be and know that there are ways that we can get there. We just might have to do a little tweaking every now and then. And I'm not trying to shame any bed rotting because God knows I've done that for at least 8 months of my life total.
Oh, I think it's more like it's when it becomes a part of your routine. That's, I think, because a bed rotting day, my God, I had a bed rotting weekend a few months ago where I watched the entire Star Wars trilogy and prequel trilogy all in the span of 48 hours with Jacob.
That's a big one.
Best experience of my life. But like, that was a one-off thing. And I think back to that time, I'm like, that was so effing fun. Or I watched all the Lord of the Rings extended editions. So fun. But that's very different. That bed rotting kind of experience, cheat day extraordinaire, as opposed to like every single Sunday of the week.
Right.
Or like every Saturday, Sunday.
Multiple times a month. That's your routine. Yeah. Because if it's like a snow day in Colorado, like you don't have anything else to do. And I remember like sitting at home with my parents when we were kids and we were like, we can watch movies all day.
Yeah.
So I think everything in moderation.
That's exactly right. It's when it's because also, like you said, like, it's so funny because sometimes you'll say things out loud that I think in my head and I'm like, oh, like that. Like what? That makes so much sense. Well, like when I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, like when I get to Dallas, I like literally hibernate for 2 days. And I kind of thought nothing of it. And then like a day later, I was like, oh, like I irritate myself so much because I can't seem to get my footing in my routine. And you're like, well, FYI, your bed rotting is not helping that scenario.
Right. Which I never want to lecture anyone.
You're not a lecturer.
But I think because Brooke and I are so similar, and I can only speak for me, right? But me and my mom have talked about like, as like the ladies of our genetics, we are so prone to like falling into a depression without real, like, I feel like I am a depression prone person.
I am too.
And because we have like similar like ADHD habits and just like our months are so different and we don't have like a regularly structured like 9 to 5. So we don't have that routine built in. So for me, when I'm like having a lot of those days like in a row, that's when I really start to think like, uh-oh, is something wrong here? Like, am I okay? Because this isn't what I want to be doing. So how did I get here? And I think it was when we were in LA that you were like, oh, I've been having a lot of bed rot days that I was like, is my friend okay? Just because I know that that's when I know that something is not right in my brain. Something's not ticking right.
Yeah. No, I honestly, like, it was just, I think it's really beneficial to.
I only worry about you. I just don't want you to fall into a sad place, which I don't think you will. But
well, for me, it's not rooted in sadness ever. It's just rooted in this. It feels like I'm go, 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 go. And then my brain just stops. But like, I don't want to stop. My brain stops. And I'm like, you don't need to stop. You're actually fine. Just get up. Like, you're fine.
Yeah. You know, a good example, because Saturday was my first day off in a few weeks, just because it's been like so crazy. And this is really when I've been trying to get on my cortisol journey. But we didn't have like a full rest day at all. Like, we woke up, her mom had organized this whole thing for us to go to tea with her mom's friend and her sisters and me and Brooke. And I was invited to the family endeavor. We went to tea. We went to the theater. It was so much fun. And I would say like I woke up yesterday feeling like, oh my God, that was like the day of rest that I needed. Like I got to laugh with people that I love. I got to see like a show, which was a very immersive, like fun experience. And I think that was like a better rest day for me than I would have had just like laying in my bed at home.
Yep. I agree. It's like enriching.
So that's all I got to say about that. Check your cortisol, ladies.
Check your cortisol.
And if you have friends that spike your cortisol, cut them off.
And say that again for the people in the back.
Oh my God. I am so, to a point that's almost scary. I think I protected my peace a little too much. Because I don't have anyone in my life that I'm like, oh my God, this person is a red alert, like fire waiting to happen, waiting for the bomb to drop, just because I am not in a place to like emotionally handle it.
Life's hard enough.
Life is so hard.
If you have someone in your life who's chronically stressing you out, unfortunately, you're opting into that, and you don't need to opt into that.
I wrote this down on May 1st at 9:23 p.m. because I saw somebody talking about this, a doctor on one of my podcasts that I listen to. It is called perpetual dissatisfaction syndrome. Those are the people that you want to stay the hell away from. It's like people that are going to come to you for 4 years and be like, I hate my boyfriend, la, 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 la. And then you get them in and you get them out and you move them in and you move them out and you see them go up and you go down. Like people, or they come to you about their job and they're like, I hate my job, la, 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 I'm going to quit. And you have to hear about it for 4 years, but they never do anything to fix the problem.
Barf.
You want to stay as far away as you can. Perpetual dissatisfaction syndrome. It is the actual medical term for living in victim village. Don't be there. You don't want to live there.
I also think it is a good practice to go inwards of yourself and do like a little inventory and think, am I doing that in anything in my life that I'm unaware of? Because sometimes it becomes such a part of our routine that, like, for example, this is, guys, I'm about to get really personal on the internet.
Oh my God, a threat.
Everyone lean in. I know I don't do this often, but today I will. I have been complaining about my ass mustache for months.
You don't have one. I would have told you if it was clinical, dude. I promise I would have. I would not let you pod with a mustache.
I am so blonde. I have blonde eyebrows. I dye them. I have blonde eyelashes. I dye those and use mascara. Like, I am blonde. My arm hair is blonde. My leg hair, everything is blonde.
I'm so jealous.
Borderline translucent.
I want to be you so bad.
Mwah. And unfortunately for me, I may or may not have some PCOS in my blood. And I didn't see that I had a mustache until...
Because you didn't!
Let me speak. I saw myself in a specific mirror one day that had lighting from a specific angle, and I could have braided that shit. My mustache not only was alive and well, it had a mind of its own. And I thought to myself, I want that gone. Now, I must have spoken about this mustache every singular time I would be at her home doing makeup in her bathroom, because it was in fact her bathroom that I recognized this issue.
The green bathroom, that's where I see mine too.
And I was like, okay, I need to fix this. So I'm not joking. Morgan has had to hear about my ass mustache for maybe 6 months.
And you know what? I don't remember ever hearing about it.
Oh, trust and believe. I took note of it every single time. And every time I brought it up, Morgan would be like, Brooke, all you have to do is take a dermaplaning razor and just shave that shit off. It will take you 4 seconds.
It's so quick.
Every single time I'd say, no, I know. You're right. I'm going to go home and I'm going to do it.
There's a Tweezerman one that is so damn good. Buy it on Amazon. It'll change your life.
Every single time I'd go home, I would look at myself in the mirror and be like, not today. Like, I just don't have it in me. It's too complicated. I'm going to mess it up. I'm going to break out. I'm going to do this. And I come up with every excuse in the book. And then time warp of the century, I'd be back with Blondie over here in that bathroom and I'd be complaining about my mustache. And finally,
it is that bathroom that really accentuates the peach fuzz. I'll give it to you.
Finally, like it was like last week, I was standing in my bathroom and I gave myself a little extra time in my evening routine that normally I wouldn't have. And I looked at myself in the mirror. I picked up the dermaplaning razor that has been sitting in the drawer since 6 months ago. I took that, brushed it over my effing handlebar mustache.
Handlebar? That is...
And it was gone. And it was gone. And I thought to myself, I have complained about this stache for borderline maybe even a year now. And it took me 4 milliseconds to accomplish the mission of getting rid of it. I have wasted so much time complaining about this thing that took me no time at all to fix it. And and I texted Morgan, I said, war is over, the mustache is gone. War is over. But it was a really good little reminder of like, man, if there's something in your life right now that you are just complaining about in a cycle, stop the cycle, because it is a freeing feeling.
It is so, I did something recently too that I had the same realization.
Really?
My damn windshield has been cracked forever. I was driving down the freeway, the one in Colorado, if you live there, because there's only one. Driving down the freeway, little pebble hits my windshield, crack, 2 cracks across the whole thing. It has been years, you guys, maybe 2 years that I've been saying I'm going to get this damn windshield fixed. But you put these things off because it like sounds expensive in theory and it just sounds like, oh, my car's going to be gone for a week and la 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 la. I get on my insurance app and I file a windshield claim. They say, guess what? Bitch? You pay for insurance. That means that your windshield replacement is free. You know how much I paid for this windshield replacement that I put off for 2 years? Free. I called the place. I said, hey, I need to make an appointment. They said, do you want to come today? We can have it done in 2 hours. Not only did it cost me the grand total of $0.00, they got it done that day by 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Kill me.
No.
And that's when I was like, wow. Now when I drive, I'm like, think of all the days that I looked at this windshield every time I got in my car and I had that mental note of, wow, it really sucks to have that crack in my windshield, really putting a damper in my view.
But then you're beating yourself up too.
Could have been fixed in 3 hours.
What's wrong with me? Like, what is it? It's like executive functioning. It's like, what's wrong with me? Like, I know what I need to do. I know it's not going to be difficult. I just need to do it. And then you can't do it. It's like, why?
Just rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
It feels so good. And usually these things that you think are going to take a week take an hour or less.
And you also don't know what those kind of like, as my friend would say, loom and gloom spirals. You don't know what it's doing to those around you. Because whether Morgan was conscious of it or not, hearing me complain about the same thing over and over and over and over again when she knew the solution was to actually use the fingers God blessed you with to shave that off.
Like, we could have gone to CVS, got it done that night.
We could have done it that night. But whether she was conscious of it or not, that is a negative. That's just negativity, unnecessary negative energy that was clouding her gorgeous green bathroom.
And guess what? I was never mad about hearing about your mustache because I've never once looked at you and been like, damn, that's a stash.
Damn, I could twist that thing.
No, my grandma gets a chin hair that we have to pluck. And we tell her, like, I would tell you if there was something clinical going on.
I know.
I would shave it for you.
And I love that about you.
I'd go in your sleep and I'd say,
yeah, I would. The midnight barber.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, girls and gays, we're back to play our favorite game. I wish I brought my buzzers.
Damn it.
This is an Am I the Asshole submission that I have been waiting to tell Brooke about. Because I think you're gonna get a kick out of it.
Giving unsolicited advice to random people on Reddit is one of my favorite things to do.
That has nothing to do with us, so we can't get in trouble. And people won't text us and be like, why the were you talking about me on your gas podcast again?
And that has happened to me more than once. So.
It does happen.
Damn it.
You never know who's watching. Shout out.
Mwah, we love you.
My husband, 34 male, and I, 38 female, have been married for 6 years, together for 9. We've had our ups and downs, but the biggest down is how he speaks to me. I just had our son 1 year ago. When I was 10 months postpartum, he was telling me I am fat and lazy and all I do is take care of our baby and work. As I still had baby weight on, navigating new routines, work, and caring for our baby and 4 other children while working 40 hours a week. On my birthday, he demanded I not leave the house or he would divorce me. Just so happened my daughter had an appointment at UCLA for her teeth the morning of my birthday, so I took her. Needless to say, he didn't even say hello to me and slept in his game room. He has been sleeping there since. It's been 2 months. He told everyone he was divorcing me, spoke to an attorney and everything before even telling me he wanted a divorce. He told me I was not the prize. I'm almost 40 and have 4 kids. He said he's the prize. He's in his prime, makes good money, and any woman would love to be in my shoes and take care of his kids for him. He even went as far as inviting his baby mama into the house to visit while I was out. So they must have some kids together and some kids with a past partner. Fast forward. He loses his job and tells me I should actually wait to move. He then starts talking nicer to me and acting different than before. I told him I'm still moving out and going forward with separating because his actions do not align with someone who wanted to be with me. It feels more like I'm his only option at the moment. Now he's going around saying I'm a gold digger and will leave as soon as he loses his job. He's saying he wanted to try to make it work, but I'm the one choosing to leave. I think I botched maybe a sentence or two in that.
No, you didn't.
He wanted a divorce because she's a lazy, fat lady that works 40 hours a week, according to him.
Raising his children.
And then he loses his job, realizes, oh, I actually do need her. I don't want a divorce anymore. Stay here.
I want to scream, but for the headphone users with us, not going to do it. So I'm going to collect my thoughts here. Not only is he the biggest asshole on the face of the planet, he invented an asshole, actually. Like when kids are saying, when like anyone has to like draw an asshole, like that's what they draw. Because honest to God, the concept of saying you are not the prize because you're not in your prime anymore.
Because you're postpartum with his kid.
Biologically speaking, it is kind of diabolical that women are expected to give up, quote unquote, give up their prime, end quote, to have children with men who at any point in time could walk away from the women who have given up their bodies, their careers, their all of this to make the ultimate sacrifice of having children and raising children. And for the man to be like, well, that was your choice. Like, I'm going to walk away. Like, and I'm going to go find.
Good luck, Chuck.
It is
Thanks
like,
for the baby.
It is insane to me, the audacity. And that makes me nauseous. And also the concept of saying all you do is work. What is it?
All you do is take care of our kids and work. We skipped over the part where he didn't want her to leave on her birthday and was mad that she took her kid to the hospital.
That doesn't make much sense.
No, he sounds like a crazy control freak. Like,
no, I
don't like to
hated
throw the A word around, but
I hated every single second of that, and I feel so bad for her. And any guy who is outwardly saying to the mother of their children that they're not. First of all, postpartum, doesn't it take like a full year? Like you're still postpartum up until like a year out.
I read somewhere that you don't hormonally feel the same that you did until 2 years after.
Crazy.
Because you're breastfeeding, you have all these hormones, your body has just been through the ringer, quite literally shoved a baby out of your hoo-ha.
Well, and then think about like all the things that you now have to worry about that you didn't have to worry about before.
Mm-hmm.
That's nauseating.
And your husband is still mad at you for working 40 hours a week. What the hell are you supposed to do? If he wants a stay-at-home wife, then be like, all right, I got my bags up. You can stay home and stay with the kids. Like, ugh. Doesn't that give you the ick to the extreme? Like ick. I wish we had an ick meter. Ick meter 100. Wanting the woman to work and be the mom and take care of you and suck your weenie every night.
Sick. Nasty.
And bounce back immediately after giving birth. As a lady that has never given birth, I'm offended by that.
The concept also of like bouncing back is so bizarre because men don't understand that all of our organs move. Our skin stretches and unstretches in a way that is intense. The concept of bouncing back is such like a male, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, you weren't that way before. It's like, hey, that human wasn't here before. That literal human being. Hey, there was 2 people in the room when we started this endeavor, and now I've given birth and there's 3 humans in the room. There's a whole human being who wasn't here before.
Our dinner reservation is now for 3, you asshole. And where do you think that came from? Not your asshole.
Oh,
I hope he has a poop so big it rips his asshole.
And that would be the perfect karma.
Good luck with your hemorrhoids.
Actually, you know how Lizzie used to hex people on the podcast?
Yes, we should wish hemorrhoids upon people. I wish you the biggest hemorrhoid that a doctor has ever seen. Better yet, I hope you get a fissure, and I hope you have to get one of those donut pillows every time you sit in your office. And it's so humiliating that everyone's whispering about you in the office saying Tom with the anal fissure pillow. Yeah, he's here. He checked in already. Oh yeah, maybe don't go in the bathroom because Tom's going to be in there for a while because he can't squeeze shit out of his ass because he has a fissure.
Tom's crying on the toilet again. Don't go in there.
And that is me all the time.
Do you cry in the toilet a lot?
No, not cry, but
fight for your life a little bit, maybe.
I just feel like I have an abnormally small butthole. I have abnormally large poops for an abnormally small butthole. And a lot of there have been, a life hack that I found that actually was like the most life-changing thing of all time.
If you say poop scissors, I'm going to freak
poop
out.
Poop scissors? What is that?
There's a Reddit post, a famous Reddit post. I should go find it about the poop knife. Have you heard of this?
No? Do I need one?
Hold on. I'm
That's
finding it.
That's what the gloves are for.
No, you don't need
No, I know your parents listen to this, and now I'm embarrassed.
Hold on. We need to, sorry. Unfortunately, we're getting back to our roots. We're talking about shitting and farting. Hold on. Okay, hold on. This is one of the most iconic things. Okay. The poop knife. My family poops big. Maybe it's genetic, maybe it's our diet, but everyone births giant logs of crap.
Lizzie would call it a foot long.
If anyone has laid a mega poop, you know that sometimes it won't flush. It lays across the hole in the bottom of the bowl, and the vortex of draining water merely gives it a spin as it mocks you. Growing up, it was a common enough occurrence that our family had a poop knife. It was an old rusty kitchen knife that hung on a nail in the laundry room, only to be used for that purpose. It was normal to walk through the hallway and have someone call out, "Hey, can you get me the poop knife?" I thought it was a standard kit. You have your plunger, your toilet brush, and your poop knife. Fast forward to 22. It's been a day or two between poops, and I'm over at my friend's house. My friend was the local dealer and always had, quote, guests over because you can't buy weed without sitting on your ass and sampling it for an hour. I excuse myself and lay a gigantic turd. I look down and see that it's a sideways one. So I crack the door and call out for my friend. He arrives and I ask him for his poop knife. He says, "My what?" I go, "Your poop knife. I need to use it. Please." He says, "What the fuck is a poop knife?" Obviously, he has one, but maybe he calls it a more delicate name. A fecal cleaver, a dung divider, a guano-glasive. I explain what it is and I want it and why I want it. He starts giggling, then laughing. Then lots of people start laughing. It turns out the music stopped and everyone heard my pleas through the door. It also turns out that none of them had poop knives. It was just my fucked up family with their fucked up bowels. FML. I told this to my wife last night, who was amused and horrified at the same time. It turns out she did not know what a poop knife was and had been using the old rusty kitchen knife hanging in the utility closet as a basic utility knife. Thankfully, she didn't cook with it, but used it to open Amazon boxes. She will be getting her own utility knife now. Thoughts? Have you ever heard that story?
I have never heard that, but I am thinking back to all the times that I wish I would have had a poop knife. No, the life hack that I was going to tell you that I learned from ChatGPT, because one day I was really struggling. Like, it was really bad, you guys. And I was like, I'm going to have to go to the hospital for them to like surgically remove it. Like there is a term for it, that people have gotten poop so big that they have to go have it removed. Anyway, I did not want to get there, and I did not want to call my mom and say, "Mom, you have to take me to the hospital. I have to have a poop removed." Well, yeah, because it's kind of like Groundhog, right?
I'm crowning.
ChatGPT told me, and this is I don't always recommend the use of AI, but this really did save my ass from a $1,200 medical bill.
I don't always recommend the use of AI, but in poop emergencies, it's always justified.
If you're having a medical emergency that you are wondering, do I need to go to the hospital? Maybe just check.
I'm crying.
They told me, because people use lube, like for when they, but not lube. It told me to take a thing of Vaseline and like rub it around your little hole, and it will help lubricate the thing, and it will slide out better.
Remember 40 minutes ago we were talking about lowering your cortisol?
Oh, that was a horrible cortisol day for me. Like, that was when really things went wrong.
Cortisol spike day.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But
hey, now you don't need to use AI.
Happens.
We're relaying the message for you guys. Shit happens.
No, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna drink a cup of hot water, as hot as you can have it, and then you're gonna use the Vaseline, and things are gonna get better. I promise. You can get through this.
And you heard it here too on our very serious podcast, our very serious, very highly scientific podcast.
You know, it's so funny coming here because we met all of your moms. Very beautiful, very well like
They're very fancy
mannered
people.
friends. And they said, we love your podcast. We listen every week. And I am cut to me spiraling about all the humiliating things I've ever said on this podcast, listening, thinking of your dad logging into youtube.com and me being like, yeah, once upon a time I like farted in my hand and sniffed it. Like, shut up, Morgan. Shut up. Actually, you have free will. Use it.
Aunt Jamie, if you're here, don't tell me. Do not tell me. Do not.
From here on out, if you listen, you're not allowed to tell us because I can't handle it anymore. It's bad for my cortisol.
You know, it is, sometimes I watch our podcast back and I'm like, the edit button is there. I'm like, we could use it, but instead it's cupping for. No, when we talked on the sip about you farting into your hand, Lizzie made it 50 times worse when she was like, do you run it up your body? Do you run the fart air up your body? I'm like, Lizzie Gordon, stop antagonizing her. I think it's beautiful how safe you are on the internet. I talked about my mustache today, and that's big for me.
You did. And I told Brooke the other day, in pursuit of me forcing her against her will to start her channel, I said, you know, there is a group of people that really does keep their life private. Like there's an art to sharing and being private. I do not know the art. I cannot tell you how to do the art. I have never once practiced the art, but it's done.
She said you need to go find that source of wisdom elsewhere, but I do know some people have done it.
There are people that are tasteful on the internet.
No, I'm working on the channel. I have started vlogging. I know, cue the applause.
Stay tuned.
But you had said to me a couple months ago, or not even a couple months, it might have been a few weeks, where you were like, Brooke, you already have the digital footprint. You better start walking. And I was like, yes, you're right. I should start walking. And now I'm sprinting.
Those shoes on. Get those New Balances on. And let's start running. Well, I hope you all level your cortisol this week. Get a poop knife in your family if you need one. And
label it. If you do that, label it.
Label it for your wife and watch the documentary that we watched.
Yes.
Should I Marry a Murderer?
Should I Marry a Murderer?
It was really good.
And I'm going to leave you guys with a challenge. If you plan on bed rotting this weekend, only choose one day and not two. Personal challenge.
Ooh. Well, and you can still rest and relax, but maybe add a little routine or a little walk in there.
Yeah.
Maybe add a little dishwasher run.
Give yourself a little challenge. Push yourself a little more. And if there's one thing that you've been putting off, please do it for us and let us know in the comments what it is. I will be reading them. There will be a test.
Yes. Okay. Comment below. Comment challenge. Comment below what your task is that you've been putting off for 6 months plus and how long it actually took you to complete it.
And I will read them and I will grade them. I will grade them. A, B, C, D, or E, or F. E. There is an E.
E for excellent.
E is for excellent. Excellent plus.
You are all excellent. Love you. Bye.
Bye.